Strasser with Rough Start Rescue.
My name is Sharpie, and I'm a therapy dog with canine-inspired change.
Sharpie, I think someone's behind you.
I'm Danielle, Thracic with canine-inspired change, and
Like, put me down.
this is episode 2 with Officer Charlie. Woo!
Yes, thank you, Officer Charlie, for coming back to talk to us again. So just to recap from our last show, Officer Charlie is a police officer somewhere in Minnesota. I think is it super secret?
Unknown
It's
location.
Unknown
secret
locations. And he is filling us in with some amazing information about questions that our viewers, like you, have asked. And we covered last episode a lot of different things like leash laws, breaking car windows, which is a no-no, kinda, sorta. Anyway,
You'll have to go watch that episode
exactly.
to get all the deets on that, and you can find it right on our channel.
Yeah. And we want to start off today where we left off last time with dog limits. So I live in the country,
So what do you mean by limits?
and I might have too many dogs.
Oh, you mean like how
do I
many
know?
dogs
Yeah.
you can have
Yeah.
in your home?
How many can I have?
yeah.
I don't know. How many
You
can I
can-
have? Tell me.
Each city has different rules
Okay.
regarding how many you can have. The city I work in is 3,
Okay.
and then more than 3, you have to apply for a special, I think they call it a kennel license, in order to have more than the allotted amount. And you have to apply to it like through your city council or through the city,
Okay.
and then they either grant it or deny it. And if it's granted, then you can have more. But 3 is our limit without
Okay.
the special license.
Where can you find your city limit? Or
On-
city dog limit?
Oh, like
Why-
how much, what's allowed?
What is allowed? Yes.
You could go kind of the same place we talked about last episode on
Okay.
your city's website, like their government website. They should it should be one of the ordinances governing how many animals you can have. Cats and dogs both are limited. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
not a combined, but like you can have a certain amount of cats, and then there's a separate ordinance for how many dogs you can have.
Okay, good to know.
So you
Good
can
to
go
know.
under your city's website and then just look for the code book, the ordinance section, and then it should be under the subcategory of animals.
Okay.
They should have everything listed under there as far as animal regulations go, what you can and can't do, and then you should be able to find it under there.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And if you have any questions, call your local city government. There
Yeah.
should be a general number you can call. The people there are pretty familiar with their website, and they can either guide you to that, or they can probably just answer your question just from talking to you on the phone as well.
What if one of your neighbors has like 13 dogs? Not me. I don't have 13.
I was going to say, this is hypothetical, or...
But you notice somebody that has probably a little too much that they can handle, and maybe the dogs, are causing a ruckus or things like that. Can you actually call your government or the police
Yep.
officer and say, hey, this person's got a lot of animals. Can
Yeah.
you come check it out?
Yep, call the police. We will respond, and not only will we look at how many they have, are they breaking the ordinance as far as if they're over the limit, but also just the conditions of the animals. If they're well fed, if they're well kept, if they show signs of malnourishment or maltreatment, and then if they do, we can document all of that and forward it on to where it needs to go in order to get the animals checked out and make sure that the animals are being cared for.
Good.
That is go police.
I know. Thank you,
Thank
police
you for doing that for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on. We also want to know about. Oh wait, and this is from Emily from Crystal. Hi, Emily.
Thanks, Emily.
This is question pertains to the uses of dogs in law enforcement. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Like dogs with jobs.
Yep,
Ooh, dogs with jobs. That'd be a
Important
cool
jobs.
business name.
Lots of
Important
jobs.
job. Yeah.
The dogs that we use are, my department doesn't have dogs, but our county does and surrounding cities do. And they use them for all sorts of different things. They use them for narcotics detection, human detection. If somebody, like a vulnerable adult or a child, goes missing,
Oh yeah.
their dogs are trained to track people as well. So they can track people if they're missing. If they're worried about their safety, they can track them. A lot of dogs are trained in explosives detection as well.
Scary.
And then they also do the stuff that you see on TV. Is the bite work is the thing that everybody kind of focuses on, and that's kind of the highlight for the trainers, and that makes the TV as well. So
Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do?
Always sing
What
it.
you gonna do when they come for you?
So now let's talk about where the dogs come from.
Yeah.
So in law enforcement, is there ever a dog that's like a rescue or a shelter dog that is used?
No, I can't say no for sure, not 100%, but normally, probably about 99% of the time, the dogs come from breeders overseas. They come from Eastern Europe, Poland. Poland and Czech Republic are probably two of the bigger countries.
Mostly German Shepherds?
German Shepherds
Malinois?
were big, and now the Belgian Malinois is becoming more and more prevalent.
They like to work.
It's a good mix right now of both. It's not really one or the other. The county I work in, I think they're about 50-50 right now with what their dogs are, Shepherds and Malinois.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
and
really
they're
amazing.
both really good dogs. They both do a really good job. I mean, just there's some differences between the Shepherds and the Malinois that are, the Malinois are a little smaller. They tend to be a little faster, a little more agile, but they both do really good jobs at what they're trained to do.
How cool. Now, I do know that there are some, like, oh my goodness, like, is it the Red Cross that has a program where, like, let's say a missing person does go, they have some dogs that could work too, like sniffing it out, because I know labs that have really good noses.
Yeah, and you have to be certified to do that, I believe, but you can register your dog and train your dog to be a search and rescue dog, and that's through agencies like the Red Cross, and you can do that, and I don't think they have any requirements on what breed the dog has to be.
Right.
I think usually golden retrievers and labs tend to be the more prevalent breeds for that, just because most...
You would not want my min pin out there. Oh my God. So, I mean, I can understand that some breeds, they're hardwired that way. They've got a mission, and they're born with that mission, and they're going to do it.
Yep.
Well, and if they come from a pure line, then their drive is that much stronger, because if you think about, let's say, a line of like Malinois that has been bred out for like 100 years responsibly. Their drive is so strong because only the best driven dogs, or the dogs that are proficient at their work, are then picked to then breed again. And you're talking about years and litters and litters and litters of developing that trait in that dog.
Right. And it makes me think of almost related to humans a little bit, like doctors marrying doctors, having doctor babies.
Yeah.
No, it's something like
right. Okay, Amanda. Sure. Yeah, it's just like that.
Very long line of doctors, and
totally the same. So here's my question as a trainer. How do you train the dogs? Do you have a trainer come in? Do they send the dog and the officer out? Do they match them up? Like, how does that all work?
The dogs come to the States usually between like 8 months and a year old.
Oh, yeah.
They've been partially trained when they get them normally. And then they're given to their handler. They live with their handler. They go home with their handler. They stay with their handler all the time to develop that bond. And then they go through different training programs. Some departments send theirs through St. Paul Police Department's Canine Program, which is nationally renowned as one of the top departments in the country.
Wow!
Yeah, so some go through there. Our county actually does their own training. So they have a lead canine instructor he'll go down to Florida, and he actually picks the dogs that come back up.
Okay.
Because they come from overseas to distributors down in Florida. He goes down there, meets with the guys, and then he picks out what dogs, he reviews footage, he meets the dogs, a lot of things that go into it, and
it's a big process.
It's a huge process, because these dogs aren't cheap.
No.
So he picks out what dogs come back.
Can you give us a ballpark number?
Anywhere between $8,000 and $13,000.
Yeah, they're working. They're working out that money.
Yeah,
making that money. So here's the other question. So let's say this process is done and the dog comes here and the dog's just not quite working out.
Yep.
Does that happen?
Yes.
So then what happens to the dog?
Oh, good question.
There's a couple different things that'll happen. Sometimes they send them back for remedial training if it's something that they think can be fixed, can be managed, can be trained out of them or trained into them. And other times, I know a couple people actually who their dogs have failed out of canine school for reasons that they just can't overcome. Car sickness is a big one.
Oh, really? Okay,
and if your police dog can't ride in a car.
Yeah, and you can't dope them up with Dramamine.
Right, yeah, because then they can't work.
Yeah.
A lot of times they will just home them with responsible people for free.
Yeah.
So I actually know two people that have police dogs that are partially trained up until usually about the bite work is where they decide whether or not they're going to continue. and they give them to them for free as long as, I mean, they vet them, they background them, make sure they're not giving them to somebody who's irresponsible.
Yeah,
but then they get a free German Shepherd or Malinois that has been really well trained up until the bite work. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is there is there any like funding, or is there like a certain organization, like if you were interested in like maybe helping, or I mean, is it a program that they have?
Yeah, can people like volunteer or I guess
for the flunky dogs or for?
Well, both.
I don't want to call them flunkies because they're still really smart dogs.
Yeah.
They can help it.
What were you saying, Amanda, about the canine vests?
Bulletproof vests.
Canine vests. You had been talking to somebody. Yeah. Is it so? There's programs out there like that.
Yes. Oh. Yep. I know St. Paul Police Department. Their canine program is completely funded by donations. That's how they acquire all their dogs, is through donations, and they get their vests through donations as well. So donate to programs like that because those dogs do excellent work and they're very important. They're there to help you. They're there to help us. They're amazing animals.
They help make us safe. I mean, it's literally like a police officer. They're there to protect and serve.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And actually, just touching on that, I mean, there's laws passed that assaulting a police dog is the same as assaulting a police officer.
It should be.
It
very well should be.
Not to get off topic, but
No, I mean, that's a valid thing because I know a lot of people didn't know that. We had a guy in our neighborhood out in the country that got, literally, they brought out the canine dog and he was bad man. And he climbed up a tree and the dog, and he was like throwing rocks at the dog. They're like, go ahead, do it, you're gonna get charged.
Yep, so they'll get charged if they try to harm a police dog as well.
That's great, that's really great.
So good job, St. Paul. Keep donating. Because if you're sitting out here watching this and you're like, gosh, I like all the cool things that are happening, but maybe, my dog is not fit to be a therapy dog, or is obviously not, I'm not going to donate my dog to the police, but I want to keep, I want to contribute. A great way to do that is just through your money. Put your money where your heart is, people.
That is true. That is so true.
You can make a big impact on your world. So definitely look up the St. Paul Police.
Yeah,
yep.
and
I can get you websites.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this website right here. This one.
I'll get you their website for their canine foundation,
Yeah,
and I'll find some other ways if people want to contribute as far as vests go.
Yeah.
I can look and see what there is as far as donations for that as well.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that'd be great because I would like to put that out to the rescue.
Yeah.
And then speaking of the rescue, how can we donate to Rough Start?
So, Rough Start, we have...
Yay! Rough Start Rescue!
You can always visit our website, www.roughstartrescue.org, and it's rough like rough, not rough, like hard times.
Yeah.
It doesn't even say rough. Rough, right here, guys. And then you can click donate. We do also have some sponsorships as well. We actually have an ex-police dog with some training in our care right now. Yeah, it was from an unknown place. I don't know if I could say where she was from.
That's all right, don't.
Yeah, but she's absolutely amazing. Amelia, check her out. And you can always sponsor her too, which is really fantastic. You can... Yes, she is just a one-dog show, but Amelia is very cute, German Shepherd. She actually was shot in her head, and she's lost an eye, but she is super, super smart, very intelligent. And let's say, you want to get involved and make a difference with one of these ex-police dogs, you can always sponsor her as well. And with sponsorship of an animal, you provide the animal with their veterinarian care. Let's say we have to buy her a special leash or buy her a special bag of dog food. You can go about it that way as well. And then Danielle, what can you do to help Danielle?
You can go to canineinspiredchange.org and click on the donate button, which will bring you over to Give Minnesota, which is a great website.
It really is,
yeah, it's really nice. And there's varying amounts in there that you can donate. If you have... a large sum of money that you have set aside and you want to donate, you can sponsor one of our courses, which is $4,000.
Yes.
That's 10 weeks for 10 children with a final performance.
Yeah.
It's such a cool program. Or you could sponsor just one child in that program. Or, $5 helps. Like anything helps you guys. So, and you could also buy our calendar real quick.
Yeah.
And you can go on our Facebook page and just click the Shop Now button, or to our website, and it'll give you an option to buy the calendar on there too, $15.
You know, and the time is coming up for Gift to the Max Day
Oh,
in
yeah.
Minnesota.
Yep.
Have you heard about that, Officer
I
Charlie?
have. When is that?
Yeah, it is going to be November 17th.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll write down that website, thegivemn.org
Yeah.
again. And Give to the Max Day, you know, helping out all the local charities in the area. It's such a big day.
Yeah.
Such a big day. Big day for giving, big day for feel goods,
Yes.
you know, big day for helping others.
Right.
And so definitely check that out, and we'll supply the link as well. You know, I know Canine Inspired Change is going to be in there.
Yep.
Start Rescue will be in
Yeah.
there. There's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of fun activities going on that day. Not only animal welfare, but also organizations, you know, helping children, helping I don't know. There's so many nonprofits out there. It is crazy.
Create
So-
social good.
Yeah.
That's a hashtag. Hashtag create social good, right? Because you can always do something, you know, to put out some love into your community, and it is your responsibility to do that. So
Yeah.
please do. And if you have any questions for us, just hit us up. We're happy to help you out in any way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing is, if you would like to see the Pay It Forward show
Yes.
at your maybe a corporate dinner or a little gig, if you want us to come and visit you, we sure will. Send us. We love to take our show on the road. Send us, leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll sure get back to you and try to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to close out with Officer Charlie. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for taking the time.
Always fun to be here.
Yeah.
You're so cool, man. Thank
So
you.
let's
Talk about paying it forward, right?
Yeah.
Day off, coming here, helping us out, right? You
Listening
know?
to us talk and talk and talk and
Yeah.
talk, and just sitting there and being such a good sport.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say to anybody?
Just take care of your pets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't leave them in cars. I know it's getting to be winter time, but the cold is just as bad as the heat. So
Yeah.
make sure you're taking good care of your pets and not leaving them in cars unattended.
Yeah. Winter's coming up. Winter's coming up.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
Dun, dun, dun. So, and Officer Charlie will be out looking.
Yeah,
So
we'll be looking for you,
I will.
bad boys. All right. Here.
If you have any questions or comments.
Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, email. Subscribe. Leave comments under the comment section.
yes, like our Facebook page.
yeah, we'd
the
love
Pay
to-
It Forward show.
Yep.
We've got MinnesotaDogLoverTV.com. We've got lots of different resources, ways to connect with us. We're going to also supply the email address down here for info@MinnesotaDogLoverTV.com. And that way you can send in any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want us to talk about, because we'll seek it out. We'll seek it out for sure.
Maybe wrap it up with.
So here's the thing, you guys. The more we stay connected, right? The more we stay connected as a community, as people that love dogs, as people who want to rescue dogs, as people, hey boom, as people, yeah, as people who wants a good feeling, as people who, love their animals and value animal lives. The more we stay connected, a couple things happen. One, you meet really cool people,
really
right?
do.
You meet
You
really
really do.
cool people, like-minded people, and there's a little community that gathers, and more the louder we are, the more effect we can have on the world around us. And as we know from the Pay It Forward show, we feel like it's our responsibility to throw some good out there in this world and make a
Yeah.
positive change. So
Yeah, because like we said before, whatever you take in, you give out just as much. So I know.
Totally.
I'm feeling the good vibes.
Are you?
totally,
We did
that's
it.
a side
We
benefit
did
of being here. We vibe it up. All right. So